Welcome to the Offshore Club's fun-filled, fact-filled, fast-paced, blockbuster podcast, Coffee with Carib Carter, coming to you exclusively from where the sun never sets on the good life at a great price. And now, fill up your favorite coffee mug and join your expert and your guide, Carib Carter Clews.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Coffee with Carib Carter. Grab your coffee. Here we go. Let's do this thing. We got a great podcast today. I have an interview, a Carib Carter interview with a gentleman from a country that I have been wanting to talk to someone about for almost ever since we started. As a matter of fact, I've gotten emails from you all saying, what about Paraguay? What about Paraguay? Let me show you the map here. Paraguay is look at that little tiny country there. See that? It's the blue, folks. It's the blue. It's like an island in the middle of the country. I think it's the only landlocked country in all of Latin America. So I found somebody. Great guy. You're going to love this guy's name. Get ready. Fabio Ramon Aquino Gavilan. Okay. 4 names. And, my wife's name is Rachel Rios. I'm sorry. Eleuteria Rachel Rios Salas. And I have no idea which the last name is. And we've been together 9 years. Okay. Whether Father Salas or Rio, whatever, we'll find out from Fabio. We're going to go by Fabio, make it easy, and we'll find out how that works. But at any rate, he is from Paraguay. He was raised in Paraguay. I just met him a few days ago. Great guy, and his insights are terrific. They are terrific. So we are going to do a You Are There with Fabio to learn all about Paraguay. I think you're going to be very impressed, and I think Paraguay may be the very best investment deal in all of Latin America. Okay, we'll see how that bears out. All right. We also have an excellent $1,000 listing Caribbean, in which we are going to go to the other Guay. I call them the two Guays, Paraguay and Uruguay. Uruguay, you can see. All right, let's see. I have my map right here, so let's just look at it. See, Uruguay is down there, not too far from Paraguay. Uruguay, of course, is on the ocean, and it has tremendous culture because, like my mother, Uruguay is Italiano. Okay, honest to God, they even speak Spanish with an Italian accent. So we're going to Uruguay for our $1,000 listing Caribbean, and you're going to see why it's one of my favorite countries. This is a great property, right on the water, super price. I'm going to tell you what it cost and then what I would offer if I were you. Okay, because remember, I bought homes down south of the border, so I know a little bit about the bargaining that goes on. You got to play a little tough there. You don't want to pay what when I first moved to Honduras, a woman told me, a friend of mine who was Honduran, again, not my wife, Lena, she said, Carter, you don't want to pay the gringo price. Okay, well, I don't want you to pay the gringo price, all right? So we're going to Uruguay, $1,000 listing Caribbean, terrific home, right on the water. But before we get to any of that, and I have a motivation moment about a book that I'm going to say up front right now, I'm going to tell you it's not for everyone, okay? But if you're one of those who this book is for, it will be life-changing. I'm just going to say it straight out, okay? You'll see what I mean when we get to the book. But before we get to any of that, I want to remind you, go to offshore.club and subscribe to the Offshore Club Gazette, okay? It's free. It is the best newsletter in the international arena, okay? The best by far. And I think it may be the only daily newsletter, okay? And I get letters all the time. I just got one day before yesterday from Brad saying, thank you for the newsletter. I love it. I get them over and over again. packed full of information you don't want to miss. Everything you need to know, we put in that newsletter. The editor is terrific, okay? My column, Clews Views, is in there. This video will be in there. All the other podcasts I do throughout the week, we're doing 5 of them now. Five podcasts now. They're all in the Offshore Club Gazette. So you do not want to miss that, okay? Because it's everything is sent straight to your email box before noon every day, okay? Free. My favorite price in the world. Free, okay? And I got a feeling with a lot of you, it's your favorite price too, as well it should be. So go to offshore.club, subscribe to the Offshore Club Gazette. The Offshore Club Gazette, you're going to love it. Anything you want in there you don't see, just write to me, caribcarter7@gmail.com, caribcarter7@gmail.com, and say, hey, Carter, how about an article on this? How about a video on that? And we'll make sure it's in your Offshore Club Gazette, which is yours free at offshore.club. Okay? There's my email address. Just write to me. I love to hear from you. I answer every email I get, okay? Which is a lot. Hundreds in my inbox, but I love talking to you all. This to me is a labor of love. It's what I do. I'm here to help people live, what do we always say at the Offshore Club? The good life at a great price in the sun, sand, and surf. So write to me so I can talk directly with you, okay? So go there, subscribe to the newsletter. And now let's get to our interview with Fabio, I don't know why I love saying this, Fabio Ramon Aquino Gavilan, okay? My wife told me how to pronounce that last name, Gavilan. And you're going to like this guy, and you're going to like what he has to say. And I think you may find yourself seriously exploring an investment in, or maybe even moving to, the wonderful, secure, serene country of Paraguay. So let's welcome somebody that, one of those people that you like the minute you meet him. I did when we had lunch together the other day. You are too. Fabio, welcome to Coffee with Carib Carter. How you doing, buddy?
Good afternoon, Carter. Thank you so much for the invitation and the opportunity. And it's a pleasure to be here.
It's wonderful to have you. And I was earlier in the show, I was telling people that your name is Fabio Ramon Aquino Gavilan, right? Did I get the last name right?
Yeah.
Gavilan. And I said, it's like my wife, though, Eleuteria Rachel Rio Salas. I'm not sure which the last name is. So now I know. Aquino.
Aquino, yes.
Right?
In South American countries, we have, we have 2 names and 2 last names. That's the way
Right.
how it usually works. So, long name, but we try to simplify it. So that's why I usually just tell people like Fabio Aquino is fine. Yeah.
That's perfect. All right. Here's what I'd like to do. I have what I think is an interesting video from a young guy who visited Paraguay. And I watched it. It's only about 3 minutes. And I was fascinated by it. I want to get your take on what he said right, what he said wrong, what you think about it. Then we're broadening our discussion of Paraguay because you were born and raised there. Yeah, sound good to you? Take a look at it?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right, Gary, roll it. Let's see. Let's take a look here.
What's up, guys? I'm heading to Paraguay right now because I have a few days to kill before a big cruise to Antarctica. If you're like me, then I'm guessing you know nothing about Paraguay other than it being a country. Could you point it out on a map? It's right here in the heart of South America. I had many questions going into this trip, and after spending the last 48 hours in the capital of Asuncion with new Paraguayan friends, I got all the answers and more. Thank you. Paraguay is offbeat, quaint, unique, and a nice change of pace from the recent places I've been.
Paraguay is an island surrounded by land. It's very different from all the neighbors.
I truly enjoyed my time in the country.
Got a nice little heart bench.
My goal in making this video is to introduce and hopefully spark your interest about this hidden subtropical nation in less than 3 minutes. Here are 8 things I've discovered about Paraguay. 1. It's small and friendly. Paraguay is about the size of California, but has just 1/3 the population of greater Los Angeles. As you might imagine, things move pretty slow here, but everyone I met was friendly and down to earth. 2. It's homogeneous. Paraguay is the most homogeneous nation in Latin America, with more than 90% of people being mestizos, or indigenous mixed with European blood. 3. It's bilingual. Believe it or not, Spanish is the second language for most people. Their native tongue is called Guarani, which is an onomatopoeic language, meaning many words imitate the natural sounds of animals and the environment.
Gracias, amigo.
4. It's struggling. Paraguay has a struggling economy with an unequal distribution of wealth. 80% of all land is held by 2.5% of the population, and 161 people control 90% of the country's wealth. 5. Nature is outstanding. Paraguay is as green and as tropical as it gets. All over the country are rainforests, jungles, and valleys with an abundance of wildlife, lakes, and waterfalls. 6. It's very cheap. Asuncion has been ranked the cheapest city in the world by numerous sources, as their currency is very inflated. As I make this video, $1 equals 5,642 Paraguayan Guarani. But don't get too excited, because the visa on arrival for Americans is a whopping $160, whether you stay for 1 hour or 90 days. 7. There are few tourists.
You said earlier it's a tourist site, but I'm the only tourist here.
Yes.
It's pretty bizarre in a good way. I've never been to a capital city without seeing any tourists. Even my flight to Paraguay had only 9 people on board. Maybe it's the hefty visa fee, or the inconvenient location, or the fact that there are no must-see sites here. Who knows why, but maybe this video will help get more people across the border. 8. Tereré is everywhere. All over the streets, I noticed people carrying a small flask or jug with a metal straw. I thought it was some local liquor, but I found out it's called tereré, and it's the national drink. I tried it, and it's
Quite refreshing. It's like a green tea.
The jug is just cold water that you mix with a blend of green tea and other herbs. Paraguayans are very proud of it. Lastly, how could I end this video without mentioning the food? It was surprisingly good. Carne, fresh acai, catfish, and strawberry juice.
This is called mbeju. It's a typical Paraguayan dish. It's like starch and cheese and a bunch of other stuff in here.
Not a bad living out here if you ask me.
So are you ready to visit Paraguay yet? Comment below with any questions and I'll get back to you. Hasta luego. I'm Drubinski, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and join me as I plan to visit every country in the world.
What do you, I thought it was delightful, but I've never been to Paraguay, so I don't know whether he's right on target or way off base or what the story is there. What do you give us the rundown on what you think about it?
Okay, so he's in many ways he actually catch the main I would say cultural base from Paraguay. You know, our country is a very very humble people, you know, really center on the family values, and very lovely people, you know, welcoming everyone, really proud of showing our culture and sharing that with the people that we met.
Right, right.
And so, and he in many things he's a short video, but he actually really show the essence of our culture. Like Paraguay, you know, we have a variety of I would say food. For example, you know, it's the only country where the soup is actually solid, because we have sopa. We call it sopa, right? But this is soup.
Okay, so
like,
soup,
you say sopa,
soup, yeah, okay,
yes, soup,
there
yeah.
we go.
But it's solid. It's like a bread, corn base, corn starch, also yuca starch based food. And you know, we got chipa, for example. He didn't mention that, but that's something that very traditional. You know, we share a lot with family reunions, you know, holidays. Also, he mentioned about tereré, right? Is a national drink, basically. Since our country is very tropical, you know, you have most of the days of the year is sunny, you know, very hot.
Right.
So we, for us to keep ourselves hydrated, right? We that's where tereré comes in. You know, you drink it basically all day. You know,
Very nice.
yeah.
Now,
And
when you say hot, like, is it 90s most of the year round? Does it hit 90 during the day?
I would say yes. 90, 100, 110 is like, you know, the months of December, January, February. Those are the hottest months of the year. So for us, it's like Christmas, right?
Oh
Christmas
yeah.
is like swimming pool and rivers and stuff like that.
It's funny you say that
Yeah.
because when I lived in Honduras, I lived at right near La Ceiba. And so I'm going to La
Okay.
Ceiba every day. And in December or so, it was 110 degrees. And I'd
Yes.
say to people, man, it's 110 degrees. Sometimes people would say, Americans would say, yeah, but La Ceiba's on the ocean, right? So you get the breeze. And I said, yes, and which makes it feel like a blast furnace. It's
Yeah.
hot as hot.
It is hard. Yeah. It is hard. And then that's why the how to say the country itself or the weather itself is really good for farming, cattle farm. That's the main sort of economy base in our country. As myself, right? I grew up in a farm. So you wake up early in the morning. You milk the cow, feed the chicken, stuff like that. So that's your normal activity during the day. And of course, you farming most of your food, right? Corn, beans, vegetables, yuca, fruits, anything you like, right? That's the blessing of our soul, right? Our soil, right?
Soil is
The
great. The
soil is
soil is
great
great.
for that.
So
Yeah,
you have an abundance of fresh fruit and vegetables in Paraguay.
exactly. Yeah. So that's why
Excellent.
sometimes it's interesting fact, like when we go to the supermarket, me with my wife here, right?
Right.
You look at the price of mango, for example, or a watermelon, right? So
Right.
buying it you buying a very high price, right? But here, for the I would say for most American people, right, it's normal. And this is normal, right? Normal price. But for us, it's not. Mango in Paraguay, mango season, right? We can like consume everything. So you are giving to the cows, or you are you know giving away to your neighbors.
Right.
So that's usually way how it works. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I have two mango trees in my home. I have two homes in Honduras. The one in El Calan, I have
Mhm.
two mango trees. So yeah, I said
That's
yeah, and bananas. Yeah, the other day I went to Starbucks and I think and Rachel said, I want a banana, quiero banana, banana,
yeah.
and I said fine, and I said, woman, how much is it? It was like 95 cents or something like that, and I told
Hmm.
Rachel we need to go back to Honduras. I can get it for you for a nickel. It's
That's true. That's true. The value of the dollar in many countries out there is high, right? And in case of Paraguay right now, in the video, the he mentioned also about the Guarani is a currency, right? So $1 is about almost 7,000 Guarani. So you buying a meal, like a plate of food, in about 15,000 guaraníes, so around $2 somewhere there. Good
wow,
meal talking about, right?
wow.
You got salad, the main dishes, and you got dessert, drinks, everything good for that amount. Yeah. It's very unusual for us to I would say go somewhere and spend lunchtime with the family or something like that. Most our culture is where you have to cook at home, right? And
Ah,
then you have everything at hand, right? Everything is I would say organic, right? uh, that was
beautiful.
also one of the shock for me to when I came here in US for the first time.
Right.
uh, there are supermarkets is only organic product, right? And down there we don't have that. You wherever you go is always organic.
Wow.
Very
Great.
good. Yeah.
Which is very good, which tastes so much better. I got to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I just refuse to even eat tomatoes during the winter because they're, my wife says, "You want tomatoes on your salad?" I say, "No," because they have no taste. Whereas in your country, there's a rich taste to the food because it's fresh.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was in a Holy Week, right? Because our country based in Catholic basically background. So in the Holy Week is amazing season, right? We have the entire week is a holiday. Nobody works, so you got the time to spend with the family. And
Nice.
for example, my mom's side, right? My grandmother has 14 kids. Yeah, it's a big,
14.
yeah. And we used to gather, all the family members, and we were about 120 or somewhere there, grandkids, and that was the beauty of or something
Yeah.
that I really miss nowadays is that connection with the family, right?
There,
Of course, we try to do it here and there, but we are here. I'm here, right? So it's hard for me to share that moments with my family.
would you
Um,
say that the culture down there when I was a kid in the US back in
mm,
the 50s, okay, it was a very friendly, warm culture. Neighbors were constantly visiting neighbors, and we had church suppers, and it was just my dad was a minister, and it was just a friendly, warm, caring culture,
exactly.
which is gone. Would you say down there, would you say that's a description of the culture down in Paraguay?
Yeah, I would say yes. Also, just an example, right? Christmas time, right? Uh, Christmas time, everywhere you go, your friends, your neighbors, every house you visit, for example, people are always giving, right? They share the food with you. As I said, like for example, chipa or this type of thing, you just give away because that's the spirit, right? you know and it's true, it's very loving, very protective in this case. Most of the families are on that way. And that of course right now, we are also, I will say, losing that a bit, but I still there. uh, I mean, new cultures coming in, stuff like that. The technology, um, but we, in some way, we really try to protect that and keep that
Good,
alive, right?
good,
Yeah.
good. I think it seems to me from what I read in preparation here that it's still a country. Paraguay is still a country that's bonded together by its spirituality, by its belief in God, and in the Bible's instructions to love one another and care for one another.
Mm.
In the U.S., I think like 20% of Americans now say they even bother to go to church. In Paraguay, it still kind of centers their life around their beliefs, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Sunday is for church, basically. Yeah. That's the time to offer, or I would say dedicate that day for God, right? For whatever you
Yes,
believe in. Right? So yeah, since I was a kid, every Sunday we prepare for that. And we go to church. The afternoon is like a share with the community. um if you can do it right, you do that at home or something like that, right?
sure.
So yeah. Yeah, my parents until now, they keep that, basically every day, somehow or some point or sometime during the day, you have to offer something to God, right? And yeah, it's a
Yeah,
very, I would say, very deep in faith. Yeah.
which really helps in the way people treat each other. I tell my neighbors who are not the neighbors I have who are not religious, I say, but you should be very grateful and thankful that some of your other neighbors are religious, because not that I don't say you should believe in God. I don't if they believe in God or not. But here's the advantage. See if you agree with this. Here's the
Mm.
advantage that if your neighbors are Christian, when they do something you don't like, you can say, wait a minute, I thought your Bible said not to do that. Yes.
It is true, yeah. Yeah.
So you have that in Paraguay. You can refer right back to the guidebook here. Wait a second now. So that's very, very
Yeah.
good. What's the capital of Paraguay? It's
It's Asunción, right?
Asuncion, of course.
Yeah.
And how large is that? And is that a accommodating city? I guess what our viewers will want to know. A lot of us like cities. I grew up in Baltimore City. Is it a safe city?
I would say there are most of the areas are safe. There are places I don't recommend to go, right? But yeah, capital city is every sort of big city, right? It has its good and bad things happening. But very safe for tourists, in the video he went and he has someone to meet, right? There was a person
Right.
or a friend or something. That's the ideal way to go if you want to go. Know somebody, somebody who can come to pick you up from the airport or something, offer you a location or take you to the hotel nearby or something like that. Alone, I don't recommend because anything can happen, right? You lost somewhere and it's
Yeah. But for the most part, if you're in the city there, the shopping areas, the restaurant areas, from what I've seen, you're going to feel pretty safe.
Yeah, like I would say like a downtown areas, it's very, very safe. Yeah,
Good.
You can
Good.
walk around, enjoy the I would say shopping area, movies, bars, restaurants, anything you like. Yeah, it's safe. And yeah,
Which is wonderful. You mentioned, of course, there are some places you shouldn't go. I think in America's cities, that's what's known as everywhere. I mean, there's whereas I love it when I go to La Ceiba in Honduras, to Tegucigalpa. Most places aren't entirely safe, and it's just wonderful. You can relax, and like it used to be in America. When I say I'm from Baltimore, folks, I'm talking about the Baltimore I grew up in. Not this play. The Baltimore of the Baltimore Colts, not the Baltimore of today. And I get the feeling that's one of the reasons that, folks, for those of you who love cities, Asuncion is a gorgeous city. And I think there's lots to do, right? You have professional sports teams. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, Paraguay, everybody likes soccer. I guess every South American countries are.
Right.
There are facilities for anything. Tennis. You got what is it like? If you like swimming, you have basketball. We got also nowadays. People are very diverse right now in terms of that, and but most of the people you like soccer. We play soccer. Since I have memory.
Are you good? Are you good at soccer?
I mean, I will not say I'm bad, but I would say average. And yeah, that's like for example, in the weekends, Saturdays is like the entire day you can play soccer. There is like I would say community base between the young people. Even our parents, right, get involved in like a tournaments, and stuff like that.
Great.
And yeah, that's sort of the way you spend your time. And yeah.
Very, very nice. So what would you say to, we have like 100,000 Offshore Club members, and a vast number of them are looking for somewhere to invest in or move to south of the U.S. border in Central or South America. What would you say to them in terms of whether they should be looking to Paraguay?
Yeah, I will highly recommend the country, right? The cost of living is very affordable. For example, I was like a month ago, I was looking for a piece of land to buy there, right? I would say like I mean, in Paraguay we use an imperial a metric system, right? So we do hectares, or hectares, right?
Right.
Um, so I would say like around 200 meters square, 300 meters square land or piece of land. It is a good already enough for a house, and you have your little backyard. It's running in between $3,000 somewhere there,
Wow.
and
It's great.
yeah, it's still affordable places, and it's close to the city. You got access to like a transportation. If you have a car, for example, is a really good. You can live peacefully there.
Very
Um,
nice.
yeah, I know when we grow up, uh, there are some Americans or from Europeans, right, who suddenly just move to the city, right?
Right.
And we welcome them, like a really good open heart and open how to say, we try to connect with them usually. And one thing that I would really recommend is to get involved in the community, right? So, for example, the city that I grew up, or I mean, right now my family is, right, is around 15 to 17,000 people only.
Nice size.
Yeah, good size, very simple. Like in maybe 5 minutes you can already cross the entire city around in the car or something like that. And uh, very very simple people. Usually doesn't take long uh, to know, right? And yeah, it's an amazing place. I would say the cost of living in American dollars would be around 1,000 per month, somewhere there.
Right. Nice. Incredible.
Really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Great life. Fabio, this has been excellent. I told before you came on, I told our viewers I have been wanting to talk to someone about Paraguay for almost a year, ever since we started this show. And then you and I met this past Thursday, and this is just fantastic. And I immediately was impressed with you. And when we started talking about Paraguay, I said, yes, I have somebody to tell us about. So thank you very, very much. This has been excellent. And we'll do it again. In a couple months, we'll get an update. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. No problem. It was a pleasure to meet you, and also, inviting me on the show. Yeah, and then, I guess next time I will prepare better. Maybe
Yeah,
if
you were great. You did exactly what we need. You told us what it's like. Thank you very, very much, Fabio. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. And have a great weekend.
Carter.
All right. Take care.
You too, guys. Thanks so much.
There you go, folks. I'm telling you, I think Paraguay, what a great guy. Huh? Is he a great guy? Look, if he is typical of the Paraguayan people, we need to move there. Okay. That's my kind of people. And I know for a lot of Offshore Club members, it's your kind of people too. So the prices are incredible. I think they have it is the lowest cost of living of anywhere in Latin America. We show it to you again. There we go. Right there. Okay. It has no access to the ocean, which for me is great because, as you know, I don't like water anyway. So that is perfect. So I really appreciate it, Fabio. Come on, we'll have him back in the near future to give us an update and talk to him more about it. And as a confession, let me tell you, he talked about finding property. I wanted to do the $1,000 listing Caribbean on a home in Paraguay, and even at Vivian, which we love Vivian.com, there was hardly anything. And then I searched the internet, took over an hour, and really couldn't find the properties. Yet I know there are incredible, gorgeous bargain price properties. So I'm going to work with Fabio to start bringing you those. But since I couldn't do Paraguay, I said I'll do the other way, and that's what we're going to do now in our $1,000 listing Caribbean. We are going to the Parque del Plata, Canelones, Uruguay. Okay. Now, I showed you the map. You know where Uruguay is. Uruguay is on the water. Okay. Let me get it up. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right. Gorgeous country, gorgeous country. And we are going to our friends at Vivian, and we're going to take a look at this property. Okay. This property. You see there's that big name of the place that I had such a trouble pronouncing. And that, by the way, is one of the most beautiful beach areas in all of Uruguay. Okay. And as you know, I particularly like Uruguay because they're Italianos, like my mother, which, by the way, there's a place in Costa Rica we're going to visit one time called Don Vito, which is all Italians too. But this time we're going to go to Uruguay, Italiano Uruguay. Okay. We're going specifically, you know, I like to take the long view. Here, let me give you the number. You know, you go to Vivian, you always have to put in a number. So if you see the number there, all right. Let me get it back here enough so you can see it. I don't know. I'll read it to you. It's a long one this time. It's 272753. 272753. You type it in that little white box. Remember how? See the little white box there? Type it in there. Hit go. It'll take you to the home we're going to talk about now. Okay. I'll tell you the price in a minute, but let me show you where it is. I told you it's in this Canelones area. Okay. You know, I like to bring you in from the distance and get you closer. Right on the water, folks. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous on the ocean. Okay. Absolutely gorgeous on the ocean. Here is the Parque del Plata. Okay. That's where you're going to be living. Picture yourself here. Picture yourself here. Picture this is what you get when you walk out the door of the home we're going to take a look at. I like it. Okay. I may not like to get in water, but I still like to be at water. Okay. Walk across there. Look at that. That's outside your door. That's outside your door. As I always say, picture yourself there. Here's the home. It's nothing elaborate. Beach house for sale in Parque del Plata, Canelones, Uruguay. Okay. Dutch owner selling this cute little home, beach home, midway between Montevideo, the capital, and Punta de Este, which is another gorgeous beach area. Okay, there's the home. It's nothing elaborate. It's nothing elaborate. This home to me, and I think you're going to agree as we look more closely at it. Okay, this home to me is a two-person home. Okay, man and his wife, we're a young couple, let's say, vacation home, a second home, older couple wants just to get away. There you go. There you go. Nothing elaborate. Nice yard. Look at that nice yard. Okay. And a beautiful little well-kept home. Here's the community. Here's the community. So you have neighbors there. You can go visit. Very peaceful looking, isn't it? Very peaceful, peaceful. So let's go inside. Let's go inside and take a look. Here's the living room, dining room area. Okay. Picture yourself at that table. Okay. Fireplace over in the corner there, because it gets cool in the evenings here. Okay. Okay, there you go. I always like to look at the, take a look at the bedroom. It's a one bedroom. This is a one bed, one bath, one bed, one bath. Large living room, sitting room with open fireplace, because I say cool in the evening. I like to be around a fireplace on a nice cool evening. Don't you? I like that. Comes fully furnished. Bedroom with spacious built-in wardrobe. There's your bedroom. Built-in wardrobe. See it there with the mirror? Okay. All right. All right. I like this. I like what I'm seeing. Bathroom with the wash basin and such. I just had a picture here and I put it aside. I always like to take a look at the bathroom. I don't know why. Well, I'll find it. I'll find it anyway. But here's kitchen. Kitchen there. Nothing elaborate. Let's say this is a nice two-person home. It's a nice two-person home. Okay. All right. cook your meals there. And here's one of my favorite parts of this zone, because let me tell you, when you live in a country like Uruguay, anywhere in Latin America, pretty much, you're going to live outside. Okay, you live outside. You're not going to spend a lot of time, as nice as it is, you're not going to spend a lot of time here. Okay, you know, I have a summer home up in West Virginia. It's in the residential. My wife and I are outside all the time. We do all our cooking outside on the grill. Well, you're going to live outside here. Why you want to be inside when you can be outside under the beautiful sun, you know, the fresh breeze, everything is clean. And here's where you're going to be spending. I'm guaranteeing you this now. This is where you're going to be spending a lot of your time. Look at that. Look at that. Make your food, and see there, the Dutch oven over there. Okay. This is where you're going to relax. This is where you're going to enjoy yourself. This is where you're going to live. Okay. I got to tell you, I love it. I love that. This is so well done. A nice wall around it for privacy. I love this place. And don't forget, as the guy selling it says here, see what he says? Nearby dunes and beach entrance. That's within walking distance, folks. So when you're done being outside here at your own home, you're going to say, let's walk down to the beach. Let's walk down to the beach. Here's your beach. Beautiful, private, everything you could possibly want. It's right there. It's right there for you. Okay? So there you have it. This is your home. Beach home for sale. Parque del Plata, Canelones, Uruguay. Wonderful, wonderful country. You're within 20 minutes of the capital. If you want to go there and for entertainment, restaurants, movies, whatever, it's right there. The price, total. Click on, go into the little box up there. Do 272753. Total price is, and Gary put it up there for you. Fantastic. He's asking 115,000 total. Now, you know, I'm going to tell. Remember, you know, my multiple factor. You would pay for this home at the beach the way it is. At the beach in America, you'd be lucky to get to pay 300,000 for it. Probably more. Okay. Even for a bungalow at the beach today, on the ocean, walking distance to the ocean. Okay, so you're probably talking 300,000, at least 115,000. I would go, if you want that house, and think about it seriously. If you want that house as your getaway home, your vacation home, or just to move there and enjoy the good life at a great price. Cost of living in Paraguay is about a third to a quarter of what it is in the U.S. 115,000, I'd say to them, hey, yeah, I'd like it. I'll take it. I'll give you 95. Say 95. You can always go up, but you can't come down. Okay. So you say 95. I have a feeling you might just get it for that. Okay. It's been on Vivian for a while. That's a good sign. So go to Vivian, check it out for yourself. Type it in the box there. Everything I've told you about with more pictures, even with more pictures, and look at it for yourself. Contact them and invite me down to visit. Okay, so I can go in your backyard and enjoy a cookout on your grill there. All right, let's do this thing, as I always say. Let's do this thing, and let's finish up with our Carib Carter motivation minute. Okay, and motivate you to get that house. All right, now, as I said at the beginning, I'm going to recommend a book to you that's not for everybody. Okay, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But if it is for you, it is I believe, and I read a lot of motivation books, folks. I just do. I like them. I think you're going to find it one of the most important motivation books you'll ever read. It's a tough book. Here you go. There you go. All right. Wes Watson's Non-Negotiable. Yeah, that's him on the cover. And those are prison tats. Those are prison tattoos. This guy, he's under 30 years old still. Spent 10 years in hard time in the California prison system. A lot of it, to be honest with you, in solitary, because he's a tough guy. And he had to learn how to like people, how to go inside himself and get strong, how to overcome adversity, but not just to overcome adversity. And this is why I said this is not for everybody. Some of you don't have that many adversities. Some of you do, though. Okay, I just got a call from a friend. His son has tremendous adversities. I said, get him this book, and it's already been done. Okay, it's already been done. I'm going to just tell you, you grow through pain. We grow through pain. You don't grow through pleasure. You enjoy pleasure. Pleasure is not really a growth factor in most people's lives. Pain is. And what Wes tells you, he's in prison. It's tough. He goes inside himself. Okay, he goes in. This is what this book is all about. So, you know what? You may need to go inside yourself for the motivation to take a look at that house we just looked at. Because all of us have fears of the unknown, the fears of new venture. I love this paragraph. I'm just going to read you this one paragraph. I'm not going to read you the whole book, even though it's a fairly short book. It's only 140 pages. You need to be present for your pain. Okay. Again, it's not for. It's for those of you who are having a tough time right now. Maybe I love you, and this is going to help you. That's what I'm telling you. You need to be present for your pain, and I'll say that 1,000 times or more. Wes says, okay. It's how he came out now as very successful, multimillionaire in 3 years, because he cares and he motivates people. He helps them. Physical training and motivational training. Presence during painful times is when growth occurs. Nobody grows doing all those, strong language here, effing pleasure-seeking activities. When you're getting your own way, you're not growing. Change when it's uncomfortable. Change when it's uncomfortable. In essence, that's what I really tell you to do a lot, isn't it? I'm asking you to change so it becomes uncomfortable. Making a move to a strange place. It was strange, faraway places with strange sounding names, like Fabio just told us about, right? Because you're going to grow. You're going to get better, and your life is going to improve. You're going to be free again. You're going to breathe and be free again. Okay, when you make your move south of the border to the good life at a great price. And as I always tell you, the sun, sand, and surf. So I urge you, grab that book and let's do this thing.